like and subscribe. Biohackers and the Rise of the Cyborgs. Dr. Lina Rocker was working late in her lab, finalizing a breakthrough in merging organic and synthetic life. She is making the final adjustments to her groundbreaking experiment, unaware of the imminent danger. Suddenly, alarms blare throughout the lab. As red warning lights flash, Lina realizes BioSynth mercenaries have breached the lab's security. Just then, heavily armed mercenaries clad in black tactical gear with glowing red visors storm into the lab. Lina quickly accesses her lab's security systems, activating the automated defenses. Laser grids are deployed, temporarily halting the mercenaries' advance. Lina grabs her data drive containing her research and dodges through the chaos, using the lab's layout to her advantage. She narrowly avoids capture, slipping through a secret escape route hidden behind a wall panel. As Lina flees into the night, leaving the destruction of her lab behind, her phone buzzes with a new message. She glances at it to see a cryptic message from an unknown ally. Trust no one. The conspiracy runs deeper than you think. Meet me at the old factory. Lina made her way through the dark, winding streets, following the directions sent by her mysterious ally. The old factory loomed ahead, its decaying facade a stark reminder of a bygone industrial age. She approached cautiously, her eyes scanning for any signs of an ambush. The factory doors creaked open, and a figure beckoned her inside. "Dr. Rocker, this way," the figure said, their face obscured by a hood. Lina followed, her curiosity piqued despite the danger. Inside, the factory had been transformed into a high-tech hideout. Screens flickered with streams of data, and advanced machinery hummed softly. Lina's gaze was drawn to the group of individuals gathered around a central table, each with distinct cybernetic enhancements. "Welcome to the underground," the hooded figure said, lowering their hood to reveal a young woman with strikingly bright cybernetic eyes. "I'm Kai, the leader of this group." Lina's eyes widened as she took in the diverse group. One had cybernetic eyes that glowed faintly, capable of seeing through walls. Another, a muscular man, flexed his enhanced limbs, demonstrating his superhuman strength and speed. Kai stepped forward, her eyes meeting Lina's. "We know who you are, Dr. Rocker, and what you've done. We're rogue biohackers like you, fighting against BioSynth's tyranny. They seek to control humanity with their army of obedient cyborgs, but we aim to stop them." Lina nodded. "My research? They stole it. We need to get it back," she said. The group gathered around the central table, a holographic map of the city hovering above it. Kai pointed to a heavily guarded building marked with BioSynth's logo. "This is where they're holding your research. We need to infiltrate, retrieve the data, and expose their plans." Lina examined the map, her mind already formulating strategies. "We'll need to disable their security systems first. I can hack into their network, but I'll need access to their mainframe." The muscular man, introduced as Rafe, nodded. "Leave the muscle work to me. I can get us through their defenses." As they finalized their plan, a soft whirring sound filled the room. Lina looked up, her heart sinking. A small, sleek drone hovered near the ceiling, its red eye blinking ominously. Kai turned to the group. "They know we're here. We need to move now." Lina felt a surge of urgency. Their mission had just become even more critical. With BioSynth aware of their location, time was running out. The group quickly gathered their gear, ready to execute their plan and reclaim Lina's stolen research. The team of rogue biohackers led by Kai was busy preparing for their next move. Lina, still shaken, worked alongside them. Suddenly, the lights flickered and a low hum reverberated through the walls. "Something's wrong," Juno muttered. "We've got incoming." Before anyone could react, the walls shuddered as an explosion tore through the entrance. Smoke and debris filled the air, and through the haze, Lina could see the ominous silhouettes of BioSynth's cyborg enforcers, their red visors glowing like malevolent eyes. "Defensive positions," Kai shouted. The team sprang into action, each utilizing their unique enhancements. Rafe, with his augmented strength, lifted a large metal table, using it as a shield as he charged at the cyborgs. His powerful blows sent two of them crashing into the walls. Juno tapped into the hideout security systems, activating automated turrets that sprang from the ceiling, firing precise energy blasts at the intruders. Lina watched in awe as a team member with cybernetic legs leaped across the room, delivering swift, acrobatic kicks that disarmed several cyborgs. The hideout was a flurry of motion with energy blasts, electrified whips, and hand-to-hand combat blending into a symphony of survival. Lina ducked behind a console, frantically working to access BioSynth's communication channels. "Lina, we need those cyborgs down, now!" Kai yelled. Lina bypassed the standard security protocols, digging into the firmware of the cyborgs. "Got it!" she exclaimed, hitting the execute command. Several cyborgs convulsed and collapsed as their systems overloaded, but more kept coming, their relentless advance pushing the team back. Lina realized they were heavily outnumbered, and her efforts are being undone as fast as she is putting them in place. Rafe was fighting off 3 cyborgs at once, his augmented limbs moving with a blur. Juno's turrets ran out of ammo, and she resorted to hacking into the cyborg systems directly, trying to turn them against each other. Despite their best efforts, the sheer number of enemies began to overwhelm them. The team was being driven into a corner, and Lina felt a sinking dread. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, the sound of a high-pitched whine filled the air. A figure, cloaked in shadows, dropped into the middle of the fray. The stranger moved with incredible speed and precision, a blur of motion that disarmed cyborgs with effortless grace. Energy swords flashed, and the air crackled with the discharge of high-voltage weaponry. The cyborgs that weren't cut down turned their attention to the newcomer, but it was futile. The mysterious figure moved like a ghost, evading attacks and dismantling the mechanical soldiers with ease. Kai and the team regrouped, inspired by the sudden turn of events. Lina's heart leaped with hope as she recognized the fluid movements. The figure paused, and as the smoke cleared, Lina's eyes widened in recognition. "David," she whispered with disbelief mingling in her voice. David Rocker, Lina's brother, had arrived just in time. His enhancements were unlike anything she had seen, advanced, seamless, and lethal. "Let's finish this," David said. The battle wasn't over, but the odds had just shifted dramatically. With David's arrival, the team rallied, their renewed vigor driving them forward. Together, they fought back, pushing the cyborgs out of the hideout and securing their ground. As the last of the cyborgs fell, Lina felt a surge of hope. The battle had been won, but the war was far from over. With David's help, they might just stand a chance against BioSynth. As the smoke cleared, it revealed her brother, standing tall. The once familiar features of her brother now bore the marks of extensive cybernetic augmentation. "David!" Lina's voice trembled. She stepped forward with her eyes scanning his altered form. David nodded. "It's me, Lina. I'm sorry you have to see me like this." Lina's heart ached as she took in the sight of her brother, transformed into something almost unrecognizable. His eyes, now enhanced with an eerie glow, still held the warmth she remembered, but his movements were precise and mechanical. She struggled to reconcile the brother she had known as a single tear ran down her cheek. How did this happen?" Lina asked, her voice breaking. David's expression darkened. "BioSynth. They captured me and forced these enhancements on me. I escaped, but not before they turned me into this." Lina reached out, her hand trembling as it touched the cold metal of his arm. "I'm so sorry, David. I should have been there for you." David gently clasped her hand. "It's not your fault, Lina. BioSynth is a monster that needs to be stopped. I learned a lot while I was there, things that can help us." The rest of the team gathered around, listening intently. Kai, the leader, nodded for David to continue. "They're planning to launch a full-scale release of their cyborg army. They've already started the final preparations, but there's a way to stop them. Their control center has a vulnerability, a backdoor in their code that can be exploited to shut down the entire network." Lina's mind raced. "If we can access that backdoor, we can disable their army before it's too late." David nodded. "But it won't be easy. The control center is heavily guarded. We'll need to infiltrate it and upload a virus into their mainframe." Lina's resolve hardened. "We're not just going to stop BioSynth's army. We're going to destroy their entire operation, and we're going to free you, David. I won't let them control you any longer. David said, I've missed you, Lina. I'll do whatever it takes to end this. Kai stepped forward, placing a hand on Lina's shoulder. We're with you, Lina. We'll stop BioSynth together. The team regrouped, their purpose clear. The battle ahead would be dangerous, but they were united by a common goal. As they strategized, Juno's terminal beeped with an incoming message. She quickly accessed it. We've got new intel. BioSynth's headquarters is located in an underground facility beneath the city, and they're accelerating their plans. The release of the cyborg army is imminent, set to happen in 48 hours. Ina's heart pounded. We need to move fast. There's no time to lose. Kai nodded. Agreed. We'll gather our resources and strike tonight. The team dispersed to prepare for the mission, each member driven by the urgency of the task ahead. Lina lingered, her eyes locked on her brother. They had a chance to make things right, to fight back against the darkness that had taken so much from them. David squeezed her hand reassuringly. We'll stop them, Lina, together. Lina was meticulously going over the plan with Kai and the others when the doors burst open and a figure clad in the uniform of the Galactic Council strutted in, flanked by two more officers. The team sprang into defensive stances, but the lead officer held up a hand. Wait, we're not your enemies. Lina stepped forward. Who are you? The officer removed her helmet, revealing a stern face lined with worry. My name is Commander Thal, and I represent the Galactic Council. We're here to assist you in shutting down BioSynth. Kai crossed her arms, skepticism written all over her face. Why should we trust you? Commander Thal took a deep breath. The Council is well aware of BioSynth's ambitions. We've been monitoring their activities for some time, and we're just as invested in stopping them as you are. We have reason to believe that some of BioSynth's influence has already infiltrated your team. The room fell silent. Lina replied, You mean there's a spy among us? Thal nodded. Yes. We've intercepted communication suggesting that BioSynth has placed a double agent within your ranks to undermine your efforts. The revelation sent shockwaves through the group. Trust, already a fragile commodity, was shattered. Eyes darted suspiciously from one teammate to another. Kai stepped forward, her voice hard. Why should we believe you? How do we know you're not the ones trying to infiltrate us? Thal met her gaze evenly, because if BioSynth succeeds, it won't just be your team that suffers. The entire galaxy is at risk. The Council has resources and intelligence that can help you, but we need to work together. Lina looked around at her team, seeing the fear and doubt in their eyes. She turned back to Thal. If you have information that can help us, now is the time to share it. Thal gestured to one of her officers, who stepped forward with a holographic projector. A map of BioSynth's headquarters flickered to life, highlighting key locations and vulnerabilities. We've identified several weak points in BioSynth's defenses, Thal explained, but there's more. We believe the double agent is planning to sabotage your mission from within. As the team pored over the new information, whispers of doubt and suspicion filled the air. Lina tried to focus on the task at hand, but the thought of betrayal gnawed at her. Suddenly, the lights flickered. The room plunged into chaos as a figure darted toward the exit, shoving past the team. It was Juno, the tech expert with cybernetic fingers. Stop her! Kai shouted, but it was too late. Juno moved with surprising agility, her enhancements giving her the upper hand. She turned at the door, looking back with a cold smile. You never saw it coming, did you? Juno laughed. The time of the cyborg is here, and BioSynth will rise and be the ultimate power in the galaxy, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Before anyone could react, Juno activated a device on her wrist, triggering an explosion that rocked their location, filling the air with smoke and debris as Juno disappeared into the night. The team scrambled to recover, their plans in disarray. Lina's heart sank. The betrayal cut deep. We have to move now, she said. Juno knows our plans, and she's going to warn BioSynth. We need to strike before they're ready. Commander Thal nodded. Agreed. We'll support you with everything we have. As they regrouped and prepared for the final assault, Lina knew the stakes had never been higher. The BioSynth cyborg army was on the brink of being unleashed, and their only chance to stop it depended on their ability to trust each other and work together. The clock was ticking. and the battle for the future was about to begin. Lina and her team approached BioSynth's headquarters. The building was an imposing fortress of steel and glass. Commander Thal and her Galactic Council operatives flanked the biohackers, each member ready for the fight of their lives. "Remember the plan," Kai whispered. "We get in, disable the mainframe, and shut down their operation." Lina nodded. "Let's do this." Using Juno's stolen access codes, the team bypassed the outer defenses and slipped inside the building, where the halls were eerily quiet. Navigating the corridors, the team encountered numerous security measures. Laser grids and biometric scanners challenged their every step. The team had to work quickly to avoid detection. Rafe used his enhanced strength to force open a sealed door, revealing a hidden passage that bypassed several security checkpoints. Kai led the way, her cybernetic eyes scanning for threats. They moved swiftly, each member's enhancements playing a crucial role. "Hold up," Kai whispered, holding up a hand. Ahead, a squad of elite cyborg guards patrolled a central junction. Lina tapped into her communicator. "Juno's codes still work. I can disable them temporarily, but we'll have to move fast." The team huddled as Lina worked her magic. Moments later, the guards froze, their systems momentarily scrambled. "Go!" Lina urged as the team slipped past the immobilized sentinels. They reached the heart of the facility, a massive control room filled with advanced technology. The mainframe, a towering structure of circuits and lights, stood at the center. Just as they approached, alarms blared, and the room flooded with armed cyborgs. "Here we go!" Rafe roared, charging into the fray. The battle was intense, the room a blur of motion and energy. Kai's enhanced reflexes allowed her to dodge and counter the cyborgs' attacks, while Rafe's brute strength made short work of the ones he encountered. Focused on the mainframe. "I need time to upload the virus," Lina shouted. Thal nodded, firing her energy weapon at an advancing cyborg. "We'll cover you." Lina's fingers flew over the keyboard. She could hear the battle raging around her and feel the ground shake as explosions rocked the room. The stakes had never been higher. Just as the virus began uploading, a hidden door slid open and a tall figure stepped into the room. It was the BioSynth CEO, Lina Rocker. "I've been expecting you." Lina turned, her heart skipping a beat. "You?" The CEO chuckled. "You don't recognize me, do you? I'm Juno with no wig, or better known around here as Dr. Lorne. Soon I'll have full control of the Galactic Council and a firm hold on the galaxy. You're too late, Rocker." Lina's blood ran cold. "Lorne, you betrayed us all." Lorne nodded. "And now you'll see the culmination of my work. With the cyborg army under my control, I'll reshape the galaxy, and then maybe reality itself." Kai and Rafe engaged Lorne's personal guards, giving Lina a chance to confront Lorne directly. "You won't get away with this," she vowed, as Lorne laughed hard. "Try and stop me." Lina and Lorne clashed. Just as Lorne seemed to gain the upper hand, David appeared. David fought Lorne, his strength and determination pushing Lorne back into the corner. Taking advantage of the moment, Lina managed to complete the virus upload, and the mainframe shuddered with its systems shutting down. The cyborgs across the facility collapsed, their control links severed. BioSynth's grand plan crumbled, exposed to the world by the Galactic Council's broadcast. Lina looked at her brother, their bond stronger than ever. "We did it," David said with a rare smile crossing his face. Lina nodded, but her communicator buzzed, interrupting the moment. It was a message from the Galactic Council. "Urgent, new threat detected, immediate action required." Lina's heart sank. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. She looked at her team, each member ready to face whatever came next. Together, they would stand against any threat to protect humanity and ensure a future free from tyranny. The fight continued, but so did their resolve. It was clear to them all now. The story of the biohackers was just beginning. This is not goodbye, nor the end. Until the story continues, my friends. B. and Rocker.